So welcome to a wintry Lake District. Nice to see some snow on the top of Penrith there, and today we're just doing a simple walk down the railway path from Threlkeld to Keswick. I've done this walk several times before, but today doing it with the family as they've not done it. So just parked in the sleigh-by next to the A66, and it's just a short walk across this viaduct, this bridge in front of me, and then we drop down onto the path. And it's a nice, easy path to walk along. It's been tarmacked. So if you're looking for an easy, level walk, then this is a good one to do. It's about 5 kilometres to Keswick, and obviously 5 kilometres back as well. There's a number of railway bridges on this walk between Threlkeld and Keswick. This is the old line that used to link Penrith to Keswick, Cockermouth and Workington. One of the railway lines that should have been kept open.
Leaving the gorge and crossing to the southern side of the valley at the entrance to St John's in the Vale was Threlkeld Station. In the days of steam, the line from Threlkeld to Penrith was double-tracked to carry increased passenger traffic during the summer months. Threlkeld Station was constructed on the island principle and had extensive sidings serving the granite quarries and nearby lead mines.
There are those that still hope that one day this railway line, certainly through to Keswick, could be reopened, although at the moment that sadly seems unlikely. But it would certainly be good for Cumbria to have this line reinstated at least through to Keswick. It'd be difficult beyond Keswick because of the A66, which is built largely on the old railway route. No. Ooh, I see. No, Threlkeld's behind us. So we've got information boards all along the route, giving you some of the history of the line. So we're crossing over the river Greta, which runs into Keswick, and looking at the river you'd think it's a lovely clean river, but it's actually quite badly polluted from the Threlkeld lead mines. So there's quite a lot of heavy metals, minerals in the Greta River. It's also a river that is very liable to flooding, and Keswick does suffer from flooding on a fairly regular basis, unfortunately. Two tunnels on this walk. This is the shorter of the two, and a little bit later we'll see the longer one, which they actually excavated because it had been filled in, and when they were restoring this path or creating this path, they actually excavated that old railway tunnel. So coming up to another bridge, and it's similar to the two bridges we've already passed, but this one is upside down, if that makes sense. So rather than the arch being above me, the arch is actually beneath me. Maybe I'll show you from the other side if I can. Just trying to dodge the patches of ice. So if I just walk down towards the river, you'll see what I mean in terms of the way they've constructed this bridge. So you can see the arch is on the underside of the bridge, whereas some bridges it's above the bridge. So the railway line was officially opened in 1865 to passengers, and it was the Cockermouth, Keswick and Penrith Railway, and it was built to connect the lines between Penrith and Cockermouth because there were existing railway lines there. And it ran until 1966. In 1966 the line west of Keswick to Cockermouth was closed, and then the line from Keswick to Penrith was closed in 1972.
Saturday the 4th of March 1972, the last day for trains on the CKNP. Extra diesel units had to be brought into service to cope with the demand for seats. Despite the wintry weather, scores of passengers wanted to make a farewell sentimental journey. After the last scheduled train was run, Keswick and Penrith Round Table organised a special evening train, a final commemorative round trip for some 400 passengers. As the train left Penrith Station, the town band played Auld Lang Syne, a poignant farewell to the trains that went to Keswick.
So we're coming now to a bridge across the railway line, and you might notice that this is slightly different to the bridges we've crossed so far, because the original railway bridge that was here was actually washed away by some storms some years ago, and so when they came to restoring it, they replaced it with this footbridge. There were demands at the time that the bridge be replaced with one that would be suitable for carrying trains if they were ever to reinstate the railway line, but that didn't happen. Good view down the river there. So here we have a picture of the old railway bridge after it was washed away. This was in 2015 with Storm Desmond. So this little section of the railway path is actually new. It doesn't follow the original line of the railway track because the railway track was impacted by Storm Desmond, so they've actually moved the path away from the river a little bit. So we're just coming up to the original route of the railway track, which I'll show you in just a second. So here we are, the original route of the line. So that's where the track used to run, and you can see the new path just off to the side. So there's quite a lot of erosion taking place on the bank on the other side of the river. You can see some trees have been washed down in recent floods. It's a very busy, very popular route. Lots of people walking here today. So this is the longest tunnel on the route, and when they closed the railway line they actually filled this tunnel in, so it had to be excavated to reopen it, and it was reopened in 2020. So this is the Greta road bridge, which carries the A66 over the Greta River Valley. It was opened in 1977, construction started in 1974, and in 1999 it was voted the best concrete engineering project of the century. So I'll leave you to decide whether that award is merited or not. So once you exit the railway tunnel, you're basically walking now through the suburbs of Keswick. You can see houses above me, so it's not far now to the railway station. So just explaining to the family that when I was a child, to walk across this bridge you had to walk across the girders, and you could look straight down onto the road beneath, and our dog crossing here wanted to get past us, and she slipped and almost fell onto the road and was just clinging on for dear life, and my dad had to reach out to rescue her. Fortunately he did, otherwise not only would we have lost the dog, we probably could have caused an accident on the road. Fortunately today it's much safer. So just over there we have the Keswick Hotel, quite a grand hotel, grand building, and it was the station hotel, and here we are arriving in Keswick station, the end of the route. It's only 5 kilometres, this walkway, so not a difficult walk at all. But they've retained the train canopy, station canopy, which is nice to see. I still find it a great shame that trains don't run through to Keswick. It would have been really good for the town, taken a lot of traffic off the roads, given people another means of getting to the Lake District. But it is a beautiful building, nonetheless. I'm pleased they retained it and didn't demolish it. And who knows, maybe one day in the future trains may once again run through to Keswick. So that is now part of the Keswick Hotel. The games lounge there, pool table. And in front of us is the old Keswick Leisure Centre, which used to have a swimming pool, but that's now closed. So here we have the view of the station from the other side, and the old station hotel. Interesting to think how many hundreds of thousands of people must have arrived in Keswick via the train. They even used to put special Keswick Convention trains that would bring people up to the Keswick Convention that runs in the summer here to Keswick. And the Keswick Convention has been running, I think 2025 will be its 150th anniversary, so 150 years. It's a big Christian convention that takes place in town. But they used to put, as I say, special convention trains on to bring people to Keswick, which is a good idea, because think of all the people coming today, bringing their cars up and then just leaving their cars here for the week of the convention and just blocking up the roads. So there's nothing better than after a walk of popping into a pub. This is the Horse and Farrier in Threlkeld, 1688.
It just leads such a simple like that, boy.